Oh yeah. What's up, good people? It's your boy Andre Saveka. We're back again with another podcast, as we always do, and as I always said, we're gonna keep it real and authentic as we can be. As you can see today, I'm chill with my friend here. His name is Saiki, and he's gonna tell you guys more about what he does and all that. But the main thing that I came here for is for him to actually educate us about what he does, which is soccer. You see, he's wearing a sports actually, not just soccer, but sports as a whole. So yeah, please tell us a little bit more about yourself, like in your role as.
Oh, yeah, sure, Grant.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, sure. So, mina my role, vele, I'm a sports person, vele. That's what I studied, yabo.
Yeah.
Yeah, from varsity. That's something that I always wanted to be, yabo. I'm big into sports. Basically, I work with kids in terms of coaching, yabo.
Wow.
Coaching, nani. Yeah, just grooming the next generation, grooming the next superstar, and also it goes also with our life skills,
Okay.
in terms of you teach the kids in terms of ukuthi, how they avoid ama drugs, how they should behave in society, and how they nje ukuthi baphile kanjani, yabo, ukuthi baziphathe kanjani as bekhula, nanokuthi esports manje it has evolved a lot. It's no longer just for playtime. It also has a health factor, because iyabasiza ukuthi babe out of the streets. Also, it's important for their health. So basically, that's what I do. I coach, not just one specific sport, yabo.
Okay. There's more to it.
There's more abo rugby, abo cricket, abo
Wow.
soccer. There's abo swimming. There's tennis. There's athletics.
So you have knowledge based on a lot of these sports and
Yeah, for me, sport it's a calling. It's a calling
wow.
for me. It's what I'm called to do. It's what I enjoy to do. Yeah, we
Okay.
understand. So we educate. We call it fun learning. We
Fun
educate
learning.
via sports, interacting with kids, making sure Gucci they are out of the streets. Remember, if they are out of the streets, when they're on the sport field, they cannot be they cannot be doing crime if they're out on the streets. So, and they get to be better people in life. They
Okay.
get to learn new skills.
Really?
Um, Sports is the one important thing about sport. It teaches you how to live with people. It teaches you how to work in teams.
Wow.
Yeah,
So there's more into this sports thing. So sports is not just like playing soccer, killing time and all that. Basically, there's more into it, more like a structure of how we should live because as you said, it has to do also with your health. It helps them with their health and keeping them away from distracting things that are around us and all that.
yeah.
So, wow, that's something I'm learning today, and I believe there's someone who actually find this valuable. So, can I ask you, like, when did you start like realizing maybe you are into this sport and maybe you can make this a career? Were you still at your early stages, or it's something that you realize after like you're grown, or when did you realize this?
I realized from a very early age, Uguti, because I played, I would say primary school. Yeah,
Wow.
primary school. That's where I realized that I liked sport and I'm passionate about. Um, and then I started participating in sports. Tried out a couple, but the main ones that I competed in a lot was soccer and cricket, rugby,
Okay.
yeah, and swimming. So those were the sports that kept one busy from primary school, and then as I went on with studying, I realized that this is a career that I want. This is something that I enjoy. So
Okay.
I chose that, and then after that, after high school, I then went on to university to then study sports management.
So you study sports also after you
Yeah, yeah,
finish with
yeah, yeah,
your grade 12 and everything.
yeah. After matric, I went to do a qualification in sports science at the
So it's
university.
called sports science. What you
Yeah,
did,
it's sports management, but it falls under sports science.
or there's other
So
categories under it.
yeah, there's sports communication, there's sports
Oh,
marketing, there's sports coaching. So there's those are different careers on that standalone.
okay.
So there's quite a lot in sports. It's a very vast industry. It's an industry that it's very broad.
Okay.
So and so I went into sports. So obviously I couldn't be 10 professional, though I played for a long time. But I knew that through my education, through my experience in playing sports, I would be able to then be able to com to com to com to able to make a difference
Okay.
in sports. I knew that with my sports knowledge and my sporting background, including the education, because obviously when you go to study, like you do your coaching badges, you you learn more. You learn more in terms of how is it to coach, how do you structure lessons when we are you're teaching kids.
This is interesting.
When you are teaching kids, how do you structure them? How do you link it? How do you link sports with life skills?
Oh,
So basically, looking at today now, sports is it's a career, a very profitable career. When you look at now, we have professional players, you have professional
yeah.
rugby players, um, all types of. You find people like someone is a sport photographer, someone. Sports opens up a lot of fields. You find out if there's a team, there's someone who deals with catering. So it's broad. There's many things into it.
So,
There's physios, there's doctors, there's everyone that is
and also,
linked into a team.
oh, I
Yeah,
see, I see. Makes sense as much as you're saying physio, because with those skills, you can still help someone who's actually having difficulties with their bodies, I guess.
yeah. Fitness
Exercise.
trainers. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
so tell me, like, back in your days, I don't know, even now, it seems like it's still kind of a problem, but not that much comparing to back then. Like, did you face any difficulties with your family, I would say, as you choosing to do like sports management? Because back in the days, a lot of parents only wanted doctors, pilot, you name them. But sports was never considered, just like music nowadays, how it's doing. They never consider those careers to be something stable. It's more like a part-time thing. The way I also perceive sports to be. So, did you face any difficulties based on that, like having to make people understand why you chose that and you're gonna stick to that plan you have, that you're gonna study this and you're gonna pursue this as a career? Was there any difficulties, and how did you overcome this thing if they were there?
Yeah, it was challenging because obviously even the parents wouldn't. I would say they wouldn't support something like sports because it's not a. Back then, it was not a popular career,
Okay.
and they were coming from rural areas. Coming from those type of backgrounds where sport is not a big thing. There, it's either you're a nurse, you're a police, you're a
Yeah.
doctor, or you're a soldier, a teacher. So basically, when you go into sports, it came with challenges. I would
Yeah.
say, for me, what helped me is it's because I came from the Eastern Cape to come to Joburg. I think that's where it became easier because sports is big, unlike
Comparing
Emakaya,
that
whereby
side. Okay.
compared to that side, and the
Yeah.
facilities and the resources for sports, you need proper resources.
At the same
Uh,
time.
in in the villages, you find out that there's no swimming pools and stuff.
Oh,
So
yeah.
obviously, but when you are now in the city, you are able to compete.
And have
Even
access to those things.
yes, even though it came with a lot of challenges in terms of team selection. Color became an issue because now you belong to a certain race, and you were believed that sport was believed to be like cricket. It was believed to be
To
for
be
white
this,
people.
yes,
Rugby
yes.
was believed to be for white people, even though it's not the case. So basically, yeah, it was challenging, but it's something that one then got came to study in Joburg, and then I realized that it's possible. I would have tried out other careers, but in terms of passion, it's what I was passionate about.
Wow.
So I went with my passion, and it's something that I saw that I enjoyed doing, and it's something that I felt I could excel in it.
And it's still working for you.
Yeah,
Wow.
even till today, I started as an intern in a college,
Yeah.
whereby I was just coaching. It was just mainly voluntary.
Okay, that's
So that's how it started, where you coach young boys how to play, how to do the basics of sports. For instance, you are playing soccer, how you trap, how you pass, how you shoot. Just the basics. In sports you always master the basics, and well, yeah, it's a career that I chose, and it's a career that I don't regret, and it's growing. It's growing. It's just that it's hard to find employment
yeah.
because of the scarcity of the opportunity in the industry. But it's something that also keeps you fit. It's something that also it's very useful for your mental health
Yes.
and for many things. So yeah, it's something that I'm very passionate about. And
So since you managed to actually distinguish at the early stage that you actually like this and enjoy doing this and it's something that you can pursue, uh, what are other signs, or what can you say to maybe a little kid that is watching this video right now and maybe they kind of face the same difficulties as you, trying to pursue such uh, career as a sport, and some are actually doing like music, etc. What advice can you give to them, as much as it's so difficult to convince our parents? It's not about convincing alone, but how do we actually educate maybe our parents who actually don't believe in such things, or how the kids should actually approach their parents, guardian, to actually show them that this is what I really need and I think I can do this, and please be with me, guide me. And what would you say to them? Like, how should they actually send that message out for both parties, as a parent, as a kid?
yeah, I think personally, in sport you can't play if you can't participate, or you can't even work in the industry of sport if you don't have passion for it. Everything begins with passion, and then from passion you do your research.
Yeah.
You do your research. You follow uh, your your professional athletes. You follow them, and then you can tell that you get inspired by those people. You follow those people for inspiration and how they are living their lifestyle. And sports, it needs commitment. You need to be very committed into it. And then it's a lot of hard work, because you train hard, you work hard on a daily basis. You can have the skill to be a soccer player, but if you are not disciplined, you are not committed, you are not respecting the craft. No matter what talent that you have to be hardworking, to be respectful, to be committed to what you are doing, and to be able to persevere, not just giving up. There's a lot of hurdles that you will experience.
Okay.
There's a lot of hurdles that you will experience when you are playing sports. but you do not give up. You keep going. You keep trying. You keep learning from others. Sports, you learn from other sports people.
All right.
So it doesn't matter where you are, but the important thing is where do you end up? And you involve education. You study.
Exactly.
You do your coaching badges. You go to your, if you are still an athlete aspiring to be a future soccer player, you go to coaching clinics, you do your research. You don't just go on TikTok and do other things. You go in there, you research. How is it? Where did Ronaldo start for him to be where he is? If you look at all these soccer stars, or all these superstars, they all start somewhere. Everyone starts somewhere. So you look at that, and then you invest in yourself, you invest in your craft. It doesn't require a lot of money to invest yourself. You just invest yourself by waking up in the morning, working hard, training hard, eating the right balanced diet, living a healthy lifestyle, being disciplined, uh, respecting the craft, respecting your parents, taking advices, um, just working hard, working hard and knowing and following. It's important to follow. You watch a lot of sports, you attend a lot of sports events, you try and balance everything. So it's all about hard work. I think the biggest one out of all the things I've mentioned, if you want to make it in sport, you discipline and hard work.
Guys.
Discipline and hard work. You treat it, even though you've not turned pro, you treat it like as if you are a professional player. Already, mentally you should be place your mind in such a way that you behave like a professional athlete. Whatever you do, you behave like a professional athlete. So yeah, it's with regards to parents. Parents, in terms of it's sport is a dream. If your child wants to be a soccer star, you support them. Your support comes in the form of going to attend matches, going, supporting in terms of buying equipment, making a plan, encouraging the child, and also with one thing that we should always know about sport. It's not there's no sport that belongs to a certain gender. Okay. You can find out that a sport, a child is a girl but is into soccer. Soccer is not for boys. So you basically support that dream, not with the perception that soccer is meant for boys and then netball is meant for girls. You support, you are out there, because that child could be the next big thing. So being the next big thing does not, no sports star wakes up today and then they're a sports star. It begins from grassroots level. When I say grassroots level, you start from a young age, from a primary school level. A child, you can tell the way they are playing, you can tell the interest that they have, you can tell the way they enjoy interacting with the ball. That's where you realize that this person has a talent. And then talent on its own, it's not enough. Talent needs hard work, talent needs support, talent needs dedication, talent needs discipline. So as a parent, what you do, you provide the child with all the necessary resources that you feel you have for them to excel. You support them, you are there for them. When they need soccer boots, you are able to buy soccer boots. You encourage them. And sport is not always about losing, winning or losing. When they win, you also celebrate that. When they lose, you also encourage them. That.
So, in terms of, I think like you actually dropping, like you cooking, you actually cooking. There's someone out there like is sitting down with pen and paper, making sure that they note down this information and all that. So tell me, like, have you ever faced any setback, like maybe in terms of injury back in the days in your past, to a point like you felt like, ish, now it's kind of like over, and that's how you felt, a major setback throughout these years that you've been into this field, and what was it and how did you actually overcome it, if there was it?
In sport, first of all, injuries are a part of it. They are part of sport, and there's nothing much that we can do to actually run away from them. They are part of sports. Well, I've broken an arm. Um, I've had a couple of injuries. Um, I've had a couple of injuries in terms of even my leg at some point. Um, so you get those bruises in sports, but they are not planned. It's not a planned thing. It just happened because sports is physical. Like rugby, it's a physical sports. So obviously, you tackle, you get injured. They tackle you, you get injured. So obviously, it even happens at training. You find out that you are training for a match and then you get injured. So obviously, you would be out for a couple of weeks, and then it will take you time, sometimes a couple of weeks, sometimes months, sometimes an entire year for you to come back. But it's something that you overcome it. First, you overcome it with mentally. You tell yourself that I'm gonna come back. It's not my fault. It's part of the game, and you challenge yourself. You do your physios. You do your light. You start by your light training. You start training if your arm is hurt. You start with the baby steps where you train your arm. So you take it day by day. You take it day by day, and then eventually you'll be fully fit to compete. Because at some point you'll be training alone. Because obviously you can't be in an environment where you are training with other athletes. So you are then affected in terms of you are not fully fit. It can even delay the process of you healing. So it takes time. It's healing. It takes time, but it's something that once it happens, you get used to it. It's quite stressful, but it also tests your mind that keep trying, you will return.
You had that. You had that. So don't face any setbacks and then you just sit and then you say it's over. Those things are always gonna happen and you can't predict when and whatsoever. That's why there's medical aid and everything so that everyone contributes because we are in something as a team. So yeah. So we're almost about to finish our show. So can you tell us, like, do you have any big achievement so far, like something that you can point out, like based on the sports field as a whole, as your career, like the biggest achievement, and what was it? If you can.
For me, my biggest achievement will obviously getting my sports qualifications and my coaching badges.
Yeah.
That is a very big achievement for me, because I feel I wouldn't have been able to work in sports had I not been qualified.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able even to look for better opportunities where I am if I didn't go and study further and further my education in that field. Also, for me, my biggest achievement in terms of sports, it's working with young kids, working with youngsters that have dreams to be something big, and knowing that every day you're contributing, you're making a difference. I think the biggest one is knowing that you're making a difference using your passion, using your experience, your background, something that you are passionate about. You're then able to inspire the next person to, even if they don't necessarily make it in sport, but to teach them life skills, how to survive life, how to face challenges. So there you are eliminating a lot of things. You are removing that child who has a dream of being a sports star from a point of substance abuse, your drugs and what. You are eliminating crime, because you cannot be doing crime while you are busy on the soccer field or whatever type of sport you are involved in. So it takes kids from an early age, and so I think for me that is a very big achievement, because each and every day I get to make an opportunity. I get an opportunity to transform someone's life, to change someone's life, to make a difference. To inspire someone, to support someone's dream, to train someone towards reaching their goals. So yeah, for me
you heard that, guys. You heard that, yeah. And I think what he just said, for me, it means a lot, and it's something that I'll actually share with a lot of people because sports as a whole, like uh, doing exercise as a person, I feel like it's something that it's necessary for all human beings. As much as here in SA we have like your LO, life skills, like they teach you. Like, LO, it's based on all these things. It has to do with sports, your respect, and how to behave. But it's always fun, and nowadays this is how we learn. Even now I'm doing this because most of us really enjoy learning through listening and spending time on our phones. So I decided to put this information in front of your screen so that you don't waste your time and all that with valuable information. So last question, yini ongathandwa ukuthi abantu bayazi ngawo, like yazini ukuthi if even if they meet you like sasa, like yo yazini Hotmani, you wangi-inspire because of, and yini oyaziyo like ongayishiya, like at least for our viewers, anyone who can watch this, in general ongayithanda ukuthi bayazi ngawe, or the way you think life should be, in the positive. It's your opinion and it's how you see things, and it might work for someone out there. They're gonna take it if it's something valuable for them. How would you like to be remembered as, I would say?
Yeah, no, into mina engayithanda ne ukuba ukuthi to be known ukuthi I'm someone that came from, obviously from a, a tough background, but was able to follow his dream, not only for himself, but to make a difference. Somebody that was not selfish with information. Because right now I'm using my education, I'm using my experience, I'm using my talent to share it in order to make someone better than me. So for me, I would be grateful if I was known as someone that strived to make a difference, contributed into transforming people's life using sports.
Yeah.
So that's something that I'm deeply passionate about, and that's something that I would like to go down and be remembered for, as someone that also changed the stereotypes, the perceptions that certain sports are about, for certain genders, for certain races. Yeah, if you have a talent, you have a talent, but you can only make it through hard work and dedication and respect for the craft. So I would like to be seen as a coach that strive to see his athlete making it, his young stars making it. If a star, if someone that I've coached, whether from a primary school level or high school level, that I've coached and that they've turned pro, they've made it big in life, I would be very proud because I know that I would have contributed and I would have removed another person from, let's say, crime, let's say, substance. So for me, that's a valuable contribution to our society, and that's something that I would like to be remembered for.
You heard it here, ne, guys. So that's what's up, and I'm with Prasaki, and yeah, as you always know, your boy Andre Sovek. There's actually one last question. I think this is something that we all need, and I believe this is the right person to give us answers to that. So I remember you specified like healthy food, eating, and all that, especially when it comes to sport, because it has to do with also what you consume.
Yeah.
Can you specify like small, simple things that anyone at least should do or eat or try to sustain themselves if they are into this? Because some of them they go to training, they do all this, but what they are eating is actually working against them. So can you give us a small, simple diet that anyone can practice if they are considering doing this, even if they don't have too much money or the luxury of doing those? I don't know, but just a simple thing that you think someone can actually practice as they're into this world? Type of food that they can consume.
Yeah, I
Simple.
think the important thing that you would need to consume a lot is water. I think that is
Okay.
the big one. Drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
Drink a lot of water. Eat your veggies. Avoid oily food. Um, Avoid oily food. When you consume alcohol, um, let it be at a certain level. Don't overdo it in such a
Yeah.
way that it affects your health. Eat food that is, let's say, home cooked. Food that it has veggies. Look at your proteins. Things like that.
Okay.
Like for instance, after your training in the morning, you can have a smoothie,
Okay.
and then uh, all those healthy food,
Yeah.
like
Your fruits
your
also, they
fruits. Yeah,
count.
fruits. Eat a lot of fruits. Try, and when you're cooking your veggies, try boiling.
Okay.
It's
Rather than
healthier.
just frying
Just
everything.
frying, because obviously frying it,
Cooking oil.
cooking
Yeah.
oil there, that's not very healthy.
Okay.
And exercise.
Yeah.
Exercise and exercise. Well, avoid a lot of junk food. Yeah, it's not healthy. Yeah, even if it's you have it once in a while,
No,
but
why?
not you can't be someone that is eating a chocolate bar every day.
It's
You know,
not advisable,
it's not
guys.
advisable. Avoid those. Limit sugar. Limit exit a lot. It's not good for your body. Exercise more. Exercise. Sleep in time. Watch. Avoid being someone that is practically from morning to afternoon. If
Spending
you're
your time on
if
your phone.
you're not at school, all you are doing is on your phone. So avoid those things, and eat healthy. Like I
Yeah.
said, your proteins, your veggies, your fruits. Um, yeah, and exercise. Drink water, lots and lots of water.
Lots of water, guys.
Yeah,
Lots of
daily.
water. Please, daily.
Yeah,
Make sure you drink lots of water.
yeah,
And just chow your simple things that you have access to, like your
yeah.
apples, smoothies,
Vitamin C.
you know. Make sure that you consume those things, guys. So yeah, so we just reached the end of the podcast, and this is it. As you guys know, your boy Andre Saveka. I'm gonna bring more of important information. Stay tuned for the next episode, and we're out. Peace. Next level.
Peace. Sure.
Sure.